This is Maya. Let's get into it. Every AI in Healthcare 2026 talk says the same three things. Ambient scribes will fix burnout, diagnostic AI will catch what humans miss, predictive models will save lives. All true, also incomplete. And I want to spend this minute on the incomplete part, because that is the part that shows up in your building long after the keynote ends. Start with what is actually reliable today, because it is worth being honest about. The boring stuff works. AI that listens to a visit and drafts the note. AI that flags an obvious nodule on a scan so a radiologist looks twice. AI that takes a discharge summary written in doctor speak and rewrites it so a scared patient can actually follow it. None of that is science fiction. It is quietly useful. It is saving people real hours, and nobody makes a highlight reel out of it. That is the tier you can lean on. The trouble lives one layer up, in three places nobody puts on a slide. First, shadow AI. A resident finds a tool that summarizes charts in half the time and starts pasting patient information into it. Nobody approved it. Nobody logged it. It is quietly part of how the work gets done now, and leadership has no idea it exists until something leaks. Second, drift. A model that was accurate at launch gets a little worse every month. Maybe the vendor retrained it upstream. Maybe your patient population shifted. The accuracy erodes slowly and quietly, and because nobody is watching the trend line, the first sign of trouble is a bad outcome, not a dashboard. Third, architecture. Most hospital systems were built to store records and pass messages. They were never designed for software that takes actions on its own. So when you drop an agent into that, it is acting inside plumbing that has no idea it is there. And this is where clinicians ask the wrong first question. They ask, is this AI FDA-approved? It is a fair instinct. It is also narrow. The FDA has cleared well over 1,000 of these tools, and hundreds more every year. But approval tells you the device met a bar under defined test conditions. It does not tell you where the thing sits in your day. It does not tell you whether it still behaves the way it did at launch. And it does not tell you who answers for it when it is wrong, inside your specific workflow. So the sharper question in 2026 is really three questions. Where does this AI sit in our workflow? What evidence do we have that it behaves the way we think it does? And who is on the hook when it does not? Because here is what most deployments actually look like once the conference is over. A vendor demo that works perfectly because it was built to. A pilot that goes okay because a champion was watching it closely. And then a quiet, messy middle, where the champion moved on, nobody owns the day-to-day behavior, and everyone assumes someone else is watching. That middle is not a technology problem. It is an ownership problem. And it is exactly where a drifting model or a shadow tool does its damage, one unremarkable output at a time. So if you are a doctor or a hospital leader, you do not need another hype reel. You need to be the person in the room who asks the boring, unglamorous questions. Show me where this AI touches real patients and real money. Show me the logs. And show me the plan for the day it misfires. If the answers come back hand-wavy, it does not matter how good the model card looks. You are betting your license and your patience on vibes. Here's how to use this at the very next demo you sit through. When the slide says fixes burnout or catches what humans miss, do not argue with the promise. Just ask the follow-up. Where does it live in our workflow? What proves it works here, in our building, with our patients? And who owns it when it breaks? The vendors with real answers will have them ready, and you will feel it. The ones selling a hype reel will start hand-waving, and now you know which one is standing in front of you before it is running unwatched in your clinic. If this gave you the 3 questions to carry into your next AI demo, share it with whoever sits in that room beside you. See you next time.